Do you ask AI to help you with something? Maybe it's a business plan, a list of ideas, a summary of something you're working on. And what you get back is a huge wall of text, 5 paragraphs, maybe 6. It's not wrong exactly. It's just completely unusable in the shape it came in. So now you're copying it in a document, you're manually breaking it apart, reformatting it, restructuring it, and 15-20 minutes later, it finally looks like something you can actually use. And here's what's frustrating. You probably thought the problem was your prompt. So you go back, you rewrite it, and you try to be more specific, and you get another wall of text. It's slightly different, but still unusable. So the problem was never your prompt, and nobody tells you what it actually was. So here's what's actually happening. When you send a prompt to AI, it makes a decision about formatting it completely on its own. And the default it always reaches for, the one it was trained to produce, is the essay type paragraph. It's long, flowing, and thorough looking prose. Because that's what looks intelligent. That feels like a complete answer. But think about how you actually use AI in real life. You're not reading it like a novel. You're trying to pull something out of it. A plan, a comparison, a piece of copy, a list of next steps. And a wall of paragraph is the worst possible container for any of those things. You end up doing the formatting work yourself manually every single time. And the crazy part is that you don't have to. So here's the myth I want to bust right now. When the output isn't useful, most people assume the fix is a better prompt. They start adding more details. They have smarter wordings. They have a better, longer setup. And look, I get it. That instinct makes sense. You think that if the output was bad, the input must have been bad. But that's not what's happening here. The content was already fine. The information was accurate. The problem was the shape it came in, the container, right? You were trying to fix the answer when you should have been fixing the format. And those are completely different problems with completely different solutions. Better prompt gets you better content, but better format gets you usable content. And usable is the only thing that actually matters when you're trying to get work done. So you might ask, okay, fine, Wakas, what's the fix then? How do we fix this? Well, it's almost embarrassingly simple. You just add a format instruction to the end of your prompt. That's it, right? You're not rewriting anything. You're not changing the question. You're just telling AI what shape you want the answer to take. It could be a table, it could be a bullet list, it could be a professional email, it could be numbered steps, it could be a summary under 100 words. Whatever format you actually need in your real workflow, you just say it at the end and AI will follow it every single time. Now, this one habit alone, this one extra line at the end of a prompt, is the difference between output you spend 20 minutes cleaning up manually and output you copy, paste, and ship. Now, let me show you exactly what I mean. I'm gonna use the same prompt twice here. The only thing I'm gonna change is whether or not I add a format instruction. So first, there's no format instruction. I just type in, give me ideas growing a freelance business. It's a pretty standard output, right? And here's what comes back. A solid answer, honestly. There's good stuff in there, but it's 4 paragraphs of flowing prose. And if I want to do anything useful with this, maybe share it, present it, compare the ideas side by side, I have to manually pull it apart first. And that's on me to fix. Now watch the same prompt with one change at the end. It's the same question, the same AI, the same free plan. I just added respond as a table with 3 columns: idea, time to implement, and cost. And now look what comes back. It's a clean, structured table. I can read it in like 10 seconds, and I can drop it straight into a proposal, a slide deck, a client email, and I didn't change the question, right? I didn't add more context. I didn't rewrite anything. I just told it the shape I needed, and it delivered that shape perfectly. That's the whole trick. Seriously, that's it. Now, let me give you the format instructions that actually cover the real world, because there are probably 6 that handle 90% of everything you'd ever need. tables. This is when you are comparing options, planning something, or need a structured overview. Number 2, bullets. When you want a quick, scannable summary without the fluff. Numbered steps for any process, tutorial, or SOP where sequence matters. Professional email format for anything client-facing or business communication you want to send as is. Summary under X words when you need brevity and you want AI to make the cuts for you. And structured data or JSON if you're feeding the output directly into another tool or workflow. Pick the one that fits what you're actually building and add it to the end of your prompt and you are done. Quick pause here. If this is already saving you time, if this makes sense to you, hit that like button. It really helps other people find videos like this. And if you want the rest of the techniques as I release them, I want you to subscribe and turn on your notifications. There are many other topics in these series and every single one builds on the last. You don't want to miss the next one. All right, let's get back to it. Now, here's the second myth I want to address because I hear this a lot. People worry that adding format instructions will restrict the AI, that it's going to start leaving things out, it's going to lose nuance or feel a bit mechanical. And I completely understand why that feels logical. Like you're putting a creative tool inside a box. But here's what actually happens. Constraints don't restrict AI output. They actually focus it, right? When you give AI a container, it fills that container really well. When you give it nothing, it fills the void with whatever is easiest to generate, which is always the essay paragraph. Giving it a table to fill doesn't remove information. It organizes information. Those are completely opposite outcomes. One makes the output more useful. The other just makes it longer. And just to be clear, this works on everything. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, whatever LLM you use. It could either be free plans, paid plans, it doesn't matter, right? You don't need any memory turned on. You don't need custom instructions or any special setup. The format instructions are just plain English right at the end of the prompt. Every major LLM understands them. You can use this technique starting from your very next message on whatever tool you're already using right now. So let me give you the formula to take away from this. There are 3 parts. Part 1 is the request, whatever you're going to ask anyway. Nothing changes there, right? Part 2 is your format instruction, respond as a table. Give me 5 bullets. Write this as a professional email. You just name that container. And then part 3 is an optional constraint. For example, keep it under 100 words. Use plain language, no jargon, maximum 3 points, all that stuff, right? Now this part 3 isn't always necessary, but it's powerful when you want AI to make editorial decisions for you, to help you tighten it, to cut it, to prioritize it, right? Put all 3 together and you have a prompt that produces output you can actually start using and not output you have to finish editing manually. All right, here's your action step for this video. The next time you're about to send a prompt, any prompt, just pause for 2 seconds before you hit that send button. Ask yourself, what shape do I actually need this answer in? And then add that shape to the end, right? Respond as a bullet list, or format this as a table, or write this as an email. Just 1 line, that's all it takes. Now do that once and see what comes back. And I promise you, you'll never send a format-free prompt again. Because once you see what AI can deliver when you tell it what shape to use, the wall of text default will feel like leaving half the value on the table. If you found this useful, please do hit like and subscribe. It takes just 2 seconds and it really does make a difference for growing a channel. And leave a comment below. Tell me if this made a difference to your results. I read every comment. Now, before you leave, there's another problem that this video wasn't able to solve. Every single one of these techniques has a silent killer, and it has nothing to do with how you write your prompts. In the next video, I'm going to show you something that most daily AI users have never even thought about. And once you see it, you'll immediately know you've been leaving a lot on the table. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace.